Hello and welcome back to the Triton LEGO Railway Layouts. For the 2.0 reconstruction, we are back at one of my favourite segments, which is the small station and road bridge area. But it is now a more longer section with a much better display unit. So the station area itself doesn't actually have anything new to it. It's more so rebuilt in a more modular way. I don't believe I showed off how modularly the road bridge itself can be taken apart in. And the platform has definitely had a much needed improvement in how that can be taken apart for the sake of storage. I will show some pictures on the screen now with how that is done. And it is something I probably should have done, but really didn't think to do originally, because stacking the base plates on top of each other as it was its own kind of challenge, and being able to take things apart for the sake of storage is wise in the end game. So yes, with the reconstruction of the main layouts, whilst this doesn't change visually, it definitely had a constructed difference. I wanted to have a proper road level crossing in the layout somewhere. I think there was one on the original station or level crossing area. I can't remember where one used to be, but here it is definitely where it is going to be staying. It kind of, it's a small thing, so we may as well squeeze it into this little segment, because we have the station area, which is one thing, and on the left side of it, it's more display stuff, and it's a lot of open space. So yeah, I think squeezing a crossing here is quite nice. The only thing that kind of makes it a bit weird is the greenery on the base plates. So to the left of the crossing, we have this new design I'm kind of enjoying. It's something that's very simple and covers up the empty base plate space itself. Whereas to the right of it, it's how it used to be, with a bunch of leaves and other miscellaneous flower pieces. So in time, I might change that to look like how it does on the left. And it is becoming a bit more popular with myself, so in time that might happen, but I am in no rush to do so. So now we're on the left side of this segment, and this is probably my new favourite bit, just because it shows off so much. Now this is what I'm going to be calling the display half of this segment, and it shows off my wall of printed 1x8 bricks, a few extra somethings from both clubs I am in, and a few extra display pieces. So what I will do at this point is take some pictures of the display bricks in question and keep them on the screen as I talk about them. This will only be brief, but it'll be better for me to show a picture instead of having a bit of a shaky camera footage. So we start off on the left side. The far left is the 1x8 printed brick wall. This is for both clubs that I'm in, and a few extra bricks that would fit being on a printed 1x8 brick wall. Obviously it is what it is. After that, we have another wall of 1x8 printed bricks, but these are my Patreon member names. And this is a little extra something I did near the end of my Patreon run, which was to say thank you to those who were a subscribing member. If you know how Patreon works, then it kind of makes sense. To those of you who don't know, Patreon is a website that lets you help fund people who are basically creating content. If you see someone on YouTube and you want to support them in a little extra, more personal way, Patreon is the sort of way to go. It worked for a while, but in time it got a bit too much for me to handle, so I eventually cancelled the page. But this happened near towards the end, and yeah, it's nice to keep these around, because these are people who ultimately helped fund and build the layouts, which is something I will always be grateful for. After that, we have a few special displays from the lug that I am in, as well as a few made-up displays by myself from other LNUI members. So this is nothing in particular. For the lug stuff, these are little tickets, I suppose you could call them, that were kind of handed out. The name one in particular, this was something that would go in a lanyard. So I would have that around my neck, and eventually when the event ended, I was allowed to keep the little piece of paper. I like the idea of being able to display it, because, it's something else. I like having the extra piece on display. As for the other ones to the left of that, near the middle of this little display piece, MBR Works, Block Junction, Glasgow Brick Subway are all social pages run by fellow LNUI members, and I will let you look them up in their own time, because there is a lot to each of them, which is incredible, but at the same time it is a lot to talk about in this one video. And finally, we have two little display locomotives. I suppose it is technically that. So the first one is the 40-year anniversary train set. I love this as a display piece. The base of it is really cool. The shiny stickers to say that it's 40 years. This is one of the original 1980s sets, which is, again, in of itself is quite nice. Having it rebuilt in a modern way was really cool, and I think I did a review on this. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't. And the trophy is just a little something that is its own little silly thing amongst other LA Noire members, but because it's built up to be a trophy, it's something else to have on display. I remember being very keen to build this segment in particular because I love the idea of a small little rock face on a platform next to a bridge, and the overall look and feel just came together really well. And again, looking at it and getting it out again, I'm so happy and satisfied with how it looks. And the new display segments next to it is how it should be. Originally that was the Ninjago section, but that's long gone now. We don't need to worry about that. And yeah, there we go. That is now actually it for this showcase video. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.